Right then, guys, in today's video, I'll be showing you 3 ways you can 10x your Tinder matches. So as you all know, I run Tinder accounts. I'm working with around 15 at the moment. I did work with 30 starting last year, but this is what I do. This is what I'm good at, okay? I run Tinder accounts. I get them to 99 likes, and I secure dates. And just to show you that this works around anywhere on the planet, you can see that this is completely in a different language. Obviously, this has been translated into English, so you guys can see the conversation, but this works in anywhere in the world, okay? Like, this is literally a completely different language. And that's just to show you that if you follow this advice, you're going to get 10x matches, okay? So let's get straight into it, all right? So let me make this full screen for you. So I'm going to be showing you some strategies so you can get results just like this right here. This is one of the guys I'm working with. He consented me to show you guys this, so let's get straight into it. Anyway, starting off, tip number 1, your pictures are your value. The first step to 10xing your matches is improving your pictures, okay? The biggest issue I've seen servicing over around 30 accounts in last year, 100 in total or something, I've done quite a few accounts now, is their pictures, okay? Their pictures is one of the biggest issues they have, seriously. I've been seeing guys that come to book a call with me and they're like, I'm not getting any matches on Tinder and I'm not getting any results. And they have selfies like these, and I'm just like, if you have selfies like these, would you swipe on yourself? Like, maybe these are a little bit of an exaggeration, right? Like, they're a bit exaggerated. Okay, that one's an actual real example. Like, if I saw any of these pictures as a girl, I would swipe left. It's just not gonna work. It's not applicable. You're gonna get around 5 or 10 likes. They're gonna be ugly girls that only fan bots, and you're just not gonna be happy or satisfied with yourself. It's that simple. And I can explain to you why these pictures suck, right? Think about it. You're a 30-year-old guy. You slap a picture of yourself with your camera and you take a selfie, and all these 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 21-year-old, whatever, right? These girls, they're going to see these pictures of you and these selfies. They're just going to be like, left, because it's not sexually arousing, it's not sexually attractive. Because if obviously you did cold approach, you can convey your value through your charisma, your social skills, the way you're dressed, etc. But on Tinder, your pictures are everything. They're the first thing they see. And if they see pictures that just don't have any value, they're just not gonna swipe, because that's who you are. You're showing them, I'm this guy that looks basic and boring and even ugly, if anything. Now, another problem I've noticed, and I've got this on this slide here, is professional photos. I've had guys come to me that have spent thousands of fucking dollars on getting professional photo shoots, and I'm just like, you wasted thousands of dollars to go to specific locations, rent out cars, take professional photos, hire a photographer. And I've had a guy that literally said he spent $3,000 or something for a professional photo shoot with expensive cars on a jet. And I was just like, none of this shit's gonna work. And guess what? It didn't. He got 30 likes on Tinder, and he was just like, what the fuck? I bought all of this shit, and all I needed to do was just take shirtless pictures, which I'll be showing you later in this video. I'll be showing you how you can get better pictures, don't worry. But a lot of these pictures, just girls are gonna look at them and think they're fake. They're just gonna think either you're trying too hard, you're desperate, or you're a loser. Professional photos don't work. You just look like a tryhard. And the last thing a girl wants is a tryhard that is just, thirsty for matches. A guy that's casual and just takes a simple picture of himself, that's going to look way better. That's going to look more attractive. These professional photos are just going to get you cooked. You're going to get 30 likes and you're going to call it a day, and you think that's the end of it, and you think your looks are the problem. Your looks aren't the problem. I've worked with a lot of older guys who may not be in the best shape, who may not look the best, but guess what? They're in their 40s and 30s and they're still rocking dates like it's nobody's business. Seriously. If you just knew how to take proper pictures, which I'll be showing in this video, you could get way more matches. Anyway, here's another one. AI generated pictures. This is a guy that literally just came to me about a week ago, obviously. And I saw his profile, and he had AI generated pictures. That's crazy. And I'm just like, you realize people can tell these are fake. Obviously, you can't see his face because, I've blurred it for obvious reasons. But the point is, AI pictures do not look attractive at all. Girls will treat you like a fake profile. Like, literally, you can see I've included this attachment of this message here on the right just to show you what I mean. But what I'm trying to say here is, look, girls will point out you're using AI generated pictures. These guys are like, oh, I AI generated my pictures into an exotic location. I can literally take one look at your profile and see that you've AI generated them, and I'm just going to think either A, you're a tech nerd, B, you're a loser, C, you're faking a lifestyle you don't have, 4, you're a catfish. That's literally what's going to come to a girl's mind and a guy's mind. Like, if you saw the face behind these pictures, you just feel like, that is so fake. It's not real. And girls are just going to not find it attractive. This guy was literally getting called out for having AI pictures. Like, That's why I include this message. There was hundreds of messages that was just calling this guy out, AI pictures, AI pictures, AI pictures. And so many guys I speak to spend like money on these AI garbage pictures. I'm just like, that's not the answer. That's not the answer. And they always get shocked when they work with me and they get to 99 likes and like, wow, that's all it really took to get great pictures. And I was like, yeah, that's it. Like none of these pictures, like, of course I have the face unblurred here, but if I were to show you the face of these two, this is what it looks like. Like the one on the right is a pretty good job, but you can tell these two are fake. You can just look at them and you'll just lose attraction. I mean, if you took proper pictures, it wouldn't be hard to get to 99 likes. Like this account right here, I can bring this back for you on screen right now. Literally, I'll bring this on for you, screen around. Like that's not, like I'll refresh it for you. Like it's not hard to get to 99 likes. I've worked with plenty of accounts, nearly 100 now in the last many years. I've done it for a while now. But the point is, getting to this stage of the game isn't hard. I refreshed it for you just to show you, and there's a reason why our service gets the best results in the planet, because it's a service. It's not a coaching program. It works. It gets the job done. You're going to get 99 likes. When you take your car to a mechanic, they fix the car. You don't have doubts. You don't sit there and go, oh, is this going to work or not? No, it works. They get the job done. Same with us. We get you 99 likes. We get the job done. But the point is, you need to make sure your pictures convey your value. And I'm going to show you some good pictures now, because a lot of you will be thinking, well, you just showed me a bunch of crappy pictures. Well, what about good pictures? Well, I've got you covered. Here's some good picture examples. These are people that I'm helping. And by the way, the guy on the left, he's 5'5" or 5'6" or something. I don't know. He's pretty short. And he told me, I'm 5'6". I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull. And I was like, with Tinder, you have an advantage. No girl's going to actually know how tall you are. Number one, don't mention your height in your bio. Number two, when you take pictures, take them from a certain angle, which is what we did. And number three, when you meet the girl, just wear height boosters. It's not hard. It's not that hard. Like, you can get away with this shit so easily. And if you're 5'8" or 5'9", you're fine. You don't need to be 6 foot tall. I know a lot of guys are sat there thinking, I need to be 6 foot tall. You don't need to be 6 foot tall. Maybe if you're in the club and you're walking through the club, yeah, you would want to be 6'2", ideally, 6'3". And I can say that from my perspective. And I'm 6'2" or 3, right? I walk through a club, girls will stare at me just because of my height alone. But obviously, if you're going on dating apps, you don't need height. You don't need height at all. That's out of the window. Height doesn't exist in this field of dating. Dating apps is, in fact, an advantage for short men. Get your shit together, get your physique together, and you're fine. And you don't even need a crazy physique. I'll be honest with you. Some of these physiques on the right, like the one on the right, I've photoshopped that because I can do these magical maneuvers. Like I said, it's a service. It's something that we get done. We do the job. We do whatever it takes, whatever is required. We don't beat around the bush. We don't cut corners. We do the absolute best. And believe me, I could cut corners. But if I did that, I wouldn't have the reputation I do for being the best in the world with Tinder accounts, okay? I wouldn't have the results that I do. And that is why we just do what it takes. Like, there you go. This one over here. This isn't photoshopped. I believe this is his actual physique. It's nothing special. But if obviously you go to the one on the left, crazy. He has an 8-pack. And guess what? When he meets the girls in person, they don't question it. Because lighting, number one. Number two, you could say you're at a different stage of your physique there. Number three, no girl's going to bring it up because it's too awkward to bring up. When you're out inside of her, bro, and you're having sex with her, right? You know, you're already on the date. She's not going to bring it up. It's like telling a girl you're 6'3" and you're actually 6 foot. She's not going to pull out a measuring tape and go, huh, you're 6'3". I mean, 6 foot, not 6'3". Same if you mention, you know, your dick size, right? Like if you say to a girl you're about 6 or 7 inches and you're actually about 5.5, she's not going to pull out a measuring tape and start going, huh, your dick is tiny. Like, she's not going to do that. It's too awkward to bring up. Any normal person will be able to use this and figure out that, hey, maybe they lied a bit, but who cares? I'm with them now. Because when you're on the date, you already won. You already won. It doesn't matter. The whole point is getting on the date that's tricky. When you're on the date, that's it. It's game, set, and done. That's why what we do works so well. Because you're on the date, she's already chosen that she's going to sleep with you. If you get on a date with a girl from Tinder and you don't sleep with her, that means you've done something severely wrong. You've done something very, very wrong. And obviously, that is something you got to fix ASAP. Anyway, here's some more pictures. Here's one in the middle, photoshopped like crazy, okay? Like, I've done a really good job. And guess what? It looks close to his physique in real life. Like, obviously, he's not going to be as physically fit. I've done quite a good job with it. But guess what? He's never had any trouble with girls figuring him out. Because guess what? They're not going to question it. The one on the right, that's real. That's not fake. The one on the left as well, that's not photoshopped. The thing is, a lot of you guys are going to be like, this is immoral. You shouldn't Photoshop pictures. Guys, I want you to realize, girls use crappy filters. They use all of these garbage tricks, angles. They take hundreds of pictures on end, like non-stop. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, why wouldn't you use it? Like, these girls are going to be selective anyway. They're going to be choosy. They're going to cheat. You may as well cheat as well. Like, who cares? At the end of the day, you're just going to get the job done. That's all that matters, okay? There's no beating around the bush. And obviously, if you don't want Photoshop, that's fine. Like, I've got guys that didn't use Photoshop. Like, this guy here in the middle didn't need Photoshop. This guy here on the right, he's a 46-year-old or something, right? And then another guy on the left, like, doesn't need Photoshop. As long as you're somewhat decently there. Like, the guy in the middle, he's decently there. If you're just decently there, you will get the job done, okay? You don't need Photoshop. It helps. It's a nice tool, but you don't need them. Now let's move on to the second part of this, okay? Your secondary pictures, okay? Secondary pictures are important because you can't just have all shirtless pictures. It's very degenerate. It's very stupid, okay? Like, it's just, girls are going to look at you and think you're a thirsty slag. Like, you're a man whore. You just want to sleep with them. So now what you need is secondary pictures. So we have one here on the left with the car. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take a similar picture to that in that fashion. Maybe you might take one of you sat on the hood of your car, like that. Maybe you might take one with you wearing a nice watch with your steering wheel. Then you could take a picture, I'll give you another one, of you sat in the driver's seat with the passenger door open. Or you could have one where you sat on top of the car. Like, there's so many options, but it's just very simple. A second picture, you could get a picture at a nice venue or a nice dinner place. And you could show your jaw by showing the side of your face. Obviously, I'm not going to show you the faces, but you get the point. Same one on the right, exotic location. Girl thinks you're going to be a traveling kind of guy, high status. All of these pictures are designed to convey high value, high status, okay? Attraction and high status, that's the only thing that matters. And even if you're not a high status guy in real life, she won't figure you out. Because when she's on the date, she's already built up an image of who you are based off of your pictures. So even if you did the most stupidest thing on the actual date, she's just going to think that it's a part of you and it's your quirk and you're still this high status guy. Dating apps is actually a cheat code because you can fraud your way to success. I'll be honest with you. It's not something I condone, but it's whatever gets the job done. And that's what we stand for. We get what is done. We get the job done. That's why people get the results they do. Here's some more secondary photos. Pictures in good background environments. Pictures that put the focus on you. Fucking hell, my throat's dying. But yeah, you can tell here, the pictures here, the guy doesn't look like he's paying attention to the camera. It looks like I know you can't tell because you can't see the face. I'll show you some pictures without the face being covered, but he's not looking at the camera. He doesn't know the camera's there. And it looks very casual. It doesn't look like he's nervous. He's not awkward or freaky. He doesn't look like he doesn't look like he's trying too hard. It just looks very subtle. And these pictures will stand out. This is what gets you results on Tinder. This is truly what works. This is what gets signing results. Here's another guy, 5'2", by the way. I'd even Photoshop his physique. He's got around 30, 40, 50 odd likes. He's 5'2" and he's Indian. And he's about 90 kg, okay? He's doing better than the majority of the guys watching this channel. And that's because he made the decision to obviously book a call and speak to me. He decided that he was going to have some balls and thought, let me book a call and actually speak to Deni rather than sitting behind the screen leaving comments about what I can do. Like, I can't help you through the comments. I don't know your situation. And I'm not going to respond to your comment because if I do and give you the incorrect advice, guess who's responsible? Me. But obviously on a call, I can make the best judgments and I can help you the best of my abilities and give you the best service and the best results. Like, this guy's 5'2" and Indian. If he's getting results, I don't know what you guys want me to tell you. Like, I could literally show you pictures of him with girls. Like, I'm not even kidding. He gets probably more girls than some of the guys that are more handsome and jacked that are probably watching these videos. That's just proof that the service works. A job is a job and the job gets done. This isn't some garbage guru red pill program. The reason why I work primarily with Tinder is because it's just going to work. It's that simple. It's given. Anyway, next tip, obviously. Now we're moving on to tip number 2. Those were basically tip 1. I was covering the pictures and how you take pictures. Now we're looking at tip number 2 to 10x your matches. Okay, this is your prompts and bios, and this is what gets girls to message you first. So obviously just a little bit of a screenshot of 99 likes on my phone. You've seen this on my laptop on the several accounts that I work with. That was probably from my account a little while ago. And then obviously you've seen this as well. So these are the type of prompts and bios you want to use. So keeping it simple, keeping it basic, right? Like, if you want easy prompts, you're going to use something like, my weakness is a certain type of girl. You could say Latinas. You could say snow bunnies. You could say all of these crazy things, like all of these retarded terms. And guess what? Girls are going to preemptively message you first. It's a cheat code. Girls will message you first. Same with the getting my hoodie back after you steal it. That's another great one. Girls are going to always bring that up to you and talk about the hoodie. Like, she's always going to message you first because it works like a charm. It gets the job done. And I'll show you now as proof. Like, as you can see here, girls literally on several accounts that I've helped work with, they've had the message with essentially they started talking about the prompts. Like you can see, I'm real paranoid about those hoodies, huh? And they message first, bet I can steal your hoodie, just one but multiple, and not just one but multiple. Like, do you see what I mean? Like it's boring, but girls don't message first, not because they're nervous or shy. Girls don't message first because they don't know what to say. I mean, think about it. You're a grown man watching a video on how to talk to a girl on Tinder. And there's no shame in that. I've worked with bloody 50-year-olds and 6-year-olds that needed help with their Tinder account. But the reality is that women don't need to message first. They have too many. They have the results. They have the backing behind them. They have all the power in the world to get incredible results. They don't need to watch a guide. They don't need to get service for their Tinder account. They don't need that. They just slap one picture on this crappy, and boom, 300 dudes that are horny and thirsty are messaging her. But by giving her a prompt, she's going to message you first because she knows what to say. It gives her guidelines to follow. It gives her something to message you about. However, if you just end up, let's say, giving her nothing to message you first about, she's not going to message you. In fact, she might not even reply to your message because the problem is she doesn't know what to say to you. From her perspective, all she sees is a bunch of pictures and she's not going to sit there and think of a reply for you. By giving her a prompt and a bio, you're giving her a reason. You're giving her the chance to send you a message so that she can essentially talk to you. Think about it. If you're a closed off wall in real life and you don't communicate and you stand in the corner in a club, no one's going to come and talk to you. If you just stand there and face the wall, no one's going to talk to you. You could wear the freshest clothes in the world. You could wear the nicest clothes in the world. You could wear Laura Pianos or something. Like, I don't know, like whatever you kids wear, like some expensive stuff like Burberry, Moncler. You could wear a Rolex. You could literally have the nicest car. If you go stand and face a wall in the club, no girl's going to talk to you. I'm telling you now. It's the same with Tinder. Without a prompt or a nice bio, you're cooked. It's that simple. I mean, here's another one. This is an account I'm working with, and I believe, actually, I can show you this, actually. Yes, I can. Okay, there you go. So I can actually show you this so you guys don't think I'm bullshitting. Like, I've literally just opened the account directly from that link there. This girl has literally said, "Hey, Lucas, impressive profile. I'm afraid you may out-diva me. Your dress sense is better than mine." Girls are messaging him first just based on his bio alone. Seriously. It's that easy. It's that simple. It's logical. What we do is logical. That's how it works. We don't need to bullshit you with promises. You tell us the number of dates you want. You tell us if you want to learn how we text, and we get the job done. That's it. You want 2 dates a week? Done. You want a rotation of 10 girls? Done. That's it. There's no questions asked about it. It's about getting the job done. And it's about doing whatever it takes to provide the best service we can. Anyway, here's another one. Of course you're a Scorpio. Like, this guy just mentioned he's a Scorpio in his bio. And again, look, just another link to the conversation there. Scorpio. Like, these girls will take advantages of messaging you first if you have the right setup. It's that easy. And I'm showing you this because you can see the power in it if you get the right profile made out for you. I've had girls say stuff to other accounts that I put Scorpio. Oh God, 2 Scorpios, the bed's gonna break or something. Because obviously Scorpios are really good at sex to them. Obviously that's bullshit. Us guys know star signs doesn't mean jack shit in the dating world. But to girls, guess what? It means all the world. All of it. Like, it just matters so much. Now, bonus tip. A lot of you guys have been talking about this in my comments, and I'm surprised a lot of people don't know this. Like, genuinely. How to get around a ban on Hinge or Bumble and getting unbanned from any dating app there is, really. Okay, so if you're getting banned on dating apps, okay, and you may have said something a bit too much, maybe you copied one of my lines, I don't know, or you used a picture that's nudes or something stupid, you're probably going to get banned, okay? And if you do get banned, guess what? Doesn't matter. If you're attached to your matches and you're crying over them, you're going to struggle with women. It's that simple. If you get banned, what you do is you get a brand new phone number, you wipe the metadata of your pictures. So either you take new pictures or you re-change the metadata of your old pictures that you use in your dating app. You use a different name slightly. Maybe you might alter the character, use a nickname. I don't know. It's up to you. Use a different email. Delete the app and download it again. Use a different phone number. Change everything and just use the same pictures. And boom, there you go. You can't get unbanned. If your account is banned, it's banned. So what you do is you ban evade. You make a new account. If you had matches on there, boo-hoo. Don't get attached to them. The amount of times I've split tested with the guys that I work with on their Tinder accounts, and I mean, we're very thorough. I have 4 active accounts for one guy because we're testing hundreds of different strategies and pictures for him and hundreds of different sort of texting styles. And the reason we do that is because we're thorough. We get the job done. We test shit. And the amount of times we delete an account, remake it, delete an account and remake it, use new phone numbers, use new emails, it's unbelievable. I'm surprised that I haven't been banned from Gmail or whatever. Like the amount of information I had to create, like emails, new phone numbers, all of this crap. The amount of phones that I have laying around on my table, because we just split test it on so many accounts and delete it and remake it, is ludicrous. And none of these guys I work with get attached to their matches. I literally say to them, hey, we're deleting your account. I don't think this is working. And he might have 170,000 likes. Okay, that's exactly probably like something like, let's say 300 likes. He might have 300 likes with the most beautiful woman on the planet. If I say it's not working, we can get better results. We'll delete it together and we'll come to a conclusion and agree, yeah, this account's not working. Let's get a better account going. Don't be attached to your matches. Stop trying to get them banned. Stop trying to send Tinder and Bumble or Hinge their emails saying, please unban my account. I did nothing wrong. They're not going to unban you. They don't care. Your account's banned. What you do is you ban evade and you just move on. If you're actually as good looking as you are and your pictures are actually good and you have the right setup and you have the right niche and you have the right strategies, you're going to get the same likes all over again anyways. It's that simple. If anything, you'll probably get more because each time you reset the account, and this is a trick that we use when we split test, is you get a beginner boost, and it's called beginner boost or beginner luck. And what this means is your account is ranked very highly for 24 hours, and this is for girls to swipe on you so Tinder can evaluate whether you're a man that's, got the best account, the most attractive profile, and they take a look at you and they're just like, this guy's getting a lot of likes, we'll keep him up at the top of the funnel and match him with hotter girls and keep him around. And then you just keep grinding and getting hundreds of likes, going on and on and on and on. Now, however, if you don't get a lot of likes and you get around 30 within the 24-hour mark, your account's cooked. You should probably delete it. I don't care if you get to 99 likes in a month. That's not impressive to me. That's not impressive. 99 likes is something that I do within 48 hours. And I do that for every guy I work with. If you look at my description, I have a very bold promise in my description. And before you book a call, that bold promise, the reason I can make it is because I can get 99 likes within 48 hours. Because I know how to play the game. I've played it for that well. I've played it for that long that I just know what I'm doing. And the reason I mention all this is a lot of guys get like 300 likes over like 6 months. So I'm like, you realize that's nothing. That has no meaning at all. 300 likes in 6 months is pathetic. What is that? 100 likes a month or something? What is 6 months? Sorry, 50 likes. Yeah, that's like 50 likes a month. To some of you, that probably sounds incredible. You're like, holy shit, 50 likes a month. That's pretty good. No, it's not. That's terrible. That is bloody terrible. I'm looking at doing 99 likes within 48 hours and then getting fucking, let me think, like 100 likes additional a month, like 200 likes a month. Like, just, I want to do crazy numbers. Because guess what? Numbers game, you're going to get a lot of dates, you're going to get a lot of matches. We have 4 accounts per guy that we're running actively. Because guess what? When you have 4 accounts running, you're going to get 4x results. You're going to get to split test your pictures and see which ones works the best. And it's ludicrous. I've had some girls point out, hey, you have the same profile running. You just come up with a bullshit reason. You can either play on it and say, it's my twins account, or you can say it's my old account. In fact, it gives girls a reason to message you first. They're like, hey, haven't I seen you before? Haven't I matched you before? You're like, yeah, you have. You've matched my old account. You've matched my twin. Oh, is someone catfishing with my pictures? And boom, now all of a sudden she thinks you're a celebrity, handsome guy that, people are willing to catfish with. Like, there's so much power in it. And a lot of guys underestimate it. So yeah, stop being attached to your matches. Just remake the account. Stop asking me on the comments, how do I get unbanned? You don't. You make a new account. Anyway, tip number 3. Go for the number always. Getting anything but the number is a lost cause, okay? Okay, what you can see here is another message from this account. I don't have a link to this conversation, but you already know that what I'm telling you works, so I'll tell you this. So, over here, as you can see, this girl's asking... Sorry, we asked for the number, and our guy didn't... the girl didn't want to give the number. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. You can see it's plain, simple English. She didn't want to give her number. I don't know how I feel about sending my number to a stranger. Now, a lot of guys at this point would just take the Snapchat, Instagram, and just take what they can get. The problem is, if she's not willing to give you her number, she's not willing to go on a date with you. she's not willing to go on a date with you. The only time you should give your Instagram is if you have a killer profile, which we also build. We build Instagram profiles and make them high status, but that's a completely different topic in of itself. But the point is, if a girl doesn't give you her number, she's not going to go on a date with you because you're not worth her number. Why would you be worth her time for a date? So what you do is you just ignore them. Like you can see here, we literally hearted her reply. Like it's either you give your number or you don't. And I'm showing this to show you because yes, sometimes we don't get the number, but it doesn't mean we don't get the results. And I'd rather be transparent than bullshit you. It's a hit or miss, and you're guaranteed to get around 5-6 dates a week doing this strategy. You could even get up to 10 dates a week. Anything after that, you have to do some special custom things that are very difficult to pull off. And I could do it, but it's just very hard to do. It's very hard to do. But yeah, you can get 10 dates a week with this strategy. It works. And some girls won't give you their number. That's true. But guess what? You're still going to fucking try for it. You heart her reply. She's going to double text you. You can play jokes around with it. This girl is literally asking for this guy's Snapchat that I'm working with. And he was like, I don't use Snapchat. I'm a grown man. You counter it like that. Then, obviously, we made a joke. We said, Daddy can do WhatsApp or Gmail. And she literally burst into laughter. She was like email, you want to communicate via email. Like, you can mess around with it. You can play around with it. And boom, we heart her reply. Within a couple of hours, she's sent her number. Like, you can see that she's sent her number. It's not hard. You just got to make do with what you've got. That's why this strategy works so fucking well. Like, I keep saying it, I keep repeating it, and you guys are probably like, oh, shut up at this point. But the truth is, it just does the job. It gets the job done. Here's another example. You can see her in this example. This girl literally said getting the number is very classy. She was actually annoyed that most guys ask for a Snapchat. By asking for a girl's number, especially as an older man, your attraction will go through the roof. Because now she's like, this guy's the real deal. He's really attractive. Like, he's the man. He's going for my number. Not my Snapchat, the number. If anything, it looks even better. So obviously she's like, so do you rather my Snap or number? So obviously we just say, we heart her reply. Because she didn't give her number on the first take, which is fine. A lot of girls do sometimes do that. It's a shit test to see what you're doing. So then you heart the reply. She double texts, what is that? Literally within 3 hours or something, 5 hours or something stupid like that. And we say literally number, and boom, number secured. It's not hard, it's that simple. Now here's a little bit of an analysis on how you get the number, okay? So this is from one of my older videos, so I'll give you an explanation of how you get to start to finish. So obviously you got the name opening, as always. I'm not going to explain it too much to you, but it just shows a lot of interest, and it shows that you're a confident man. Then you use a pickup line, okay? This is a pickup line that I'm using commonly quite a lot, and it's got a good success rate, but we've got new pickup lines that we use with the accountancy service. I'm not going to show those to you on YouTube because I want to gatekeep them for obvious reasons. I've literally had guys that use some of my pickup lines, and girls realized they were coming from my YouTube channel. They're not original, etc. So gatekeeping lines, unfortunately, is what I have to do now because the channel's growing quite fast. So yeah. Anyway, the real work and difficulty after you use these lines is just when you move into a deeper conversation. So yeah, you can use my old pickup lines and get away with it. No girl's really going to care. It's the deeper conversation of trying to get on a date where the real struggle begins. And this is where the work starts, okay? So as you can see here, Leah ends up taking a lot of interest into this guy. He ends up taking a lot of interest and starts asking about fantasies and what they will do in the bedroom together. And you can see that obviously this is a good sign she's into this guy. So obviously I text on Yusuf's behalf, this is the guy that I'm working with, to build up attraction. Now obviously, as you can tell, there's a lot of good progress, and by the end of it, they end up having sex together. This is just how simple it goes. And this conversation is quite long, but that's because I did it long for content wise. A lot of guys are like, you text too long, Deni. And I'm like, yeah, because it's for content. That's the point. If I gave you a 4-minute short conversation on Tinder, you guys would probably think, what the fuck? Like, there's no benefit in that. You won't understand. So if I use a long conversation, it's more entertaining. I can get more examples out. I can explain more points. So yeah, obviously here, we sexualize her, we objectify her, and we don't validate her. We call her our backseat slut. So obviously, you validate her in a sexual regard, okay? You're going to validate her in a sexual regard, and this is going to make you look more attractive. And this isn't giving the girl what she wants, which is validation for nothing. You only validate her in a sexual concept. If you do that, it's going to work. Now, obviously, in this scenario, she's rejected the proposal, which is no, most girls don't really want to have sex within the first 3 messages. It takes a little bit of effort. She doesn't really want to do that. So as you can see, I said I'll pick you up at 9, and she said I really can't. So we heart her reply, and essentially she double texts. Okay, even though she doesn't have full trust, she's giving us slowly. The fact that she's double text is brilliant. Okay, she's double text already. She's way more attracted. And double text coming in this situation is a lot of power. It's a lot of power. Okay, this is a lot of power. Because now she's the one that's chasing you. And when a girl's chasing you, the chances of you messing up is reduced. Seriously, it's reduced. Now, obviously, I indicate that we're close by, and I mentioned the idea of her giving Yusuf a blowjob. Now, obviously, in the car, they're going to have sex, and this is what they actually end up getting up to. And we play on the double text here, as you can see. We start talking about, a few things. And then, obviously, again, this is a bit annoying. She replies with a pretty shit reply. She's like, we live close by. Now, I just mentioned an entire sexual fantasy. The fact she's ignored this is not a good sign. But obviously, I tell her that Yusuf owns a bar nearby. Now, this is a bit of a lie. His friend owns it, but I use that to my advantage. And this is where connections come in clutch. This is why I like to work with guys when they're 30, 25, or later 20s, early 30s, 40s, even 50s sometimes, upwards of that. I work with these types of guys because they're mature, they have their shit together, and it's easy to help them get these types of results. Some of the best results I've gotten is with younger guys. Seriously. Sorry, not younger, older guys. The best results I've gotten is with older guys. Nothing comes close to their results. Because they're mature. They look masculine. And guess what? Women want older guys. It's just how it is. Like, a lot of young guys are going to hear that and get upset. But the thing is, you can still get girls. Just go to the club. Leave the dating apps to the older men because they excel there. Now, she's shocked by him owning a spoons. And this is where, obviously, I close her. I told her that Yusuf brought a new car. And obviously, he didn't have a new car. It's just his regular old car. It's an X5M. It's pretty normal. And then she was like, this just made her wet. And she was just obsessed. She was just like crazed out. Okay. Now, obviously, you can lie and pretend your car is new. But if it's old, it doesn't matter. Like, I have a car that is probably about a few months old. And I still tell people it's brand new, fresh off the boat. Because who's going to actually go to the dealership, check your car if it's brand new, just see if it's actually there? Like, no one's going to do that. So yeah, obviously she plays into it now and she asks if I want to own her. So now you can see that she's objectifying herself. It's worked. It's done the job. So obviously the progress is going well. And obviously we give her the opportunity to go for a nice shopping date and to take her to her hotel for sex. Now obviously you don't need to take a girl anywhere fancy. You can just tell her what she wants to hear and then do the opposite. Like, he had sex with this girl in his car. She's literally had sex with his car. And she's still more fascinated in him owning a spoons at 24. Like, she's a gold digger. But who cares? Not all girls are gold diggers, I'll be honest with you. But some girls are. And you could just play it to your advantage. Have sex, dump her. That's it. Okay? Now, here I set a date for tonight. And she rejects it again. Which just goes to show that there is a little bit of trick to this game. There's a little bit of a difficulty, right? Like, it does take a little bit of work. That's why I message girls for guys. So as you can see here, she rejects it, and then we basically just heart her reply, okay? And then she double texts again. Now, as you can see, she's playing into a date, and I continue my flirtatious texting and etc., calling her pretty, and that she should get ready. So as we progress on, now we're going to try and get her close, okay? So the date is getting close, and she's farming for the validation here. And she says, I'm not even pretty, okay? I just told her to shut the fuck up, basically. No, I didn't tell her to shut up. I just told her this shit just because I want her to think she's cute so she comes on the date. It's just certain situations you can validate. It's highly situational and you had to analyze it. It's hard to explain, but if you could see it through the lens I see it with the way I message and go through the hoops, like I have hoops, I'm like, okay, based off of these messages, this is what you're going to say, this and that. Now, some of you thinking, this shit doesn't matter. Just text a girl whatever you want, like the blue-pilled kids, right? And the red-pilled kids are like, just ignore her, bro, and text like a man. The thing is, you can do that, but you're not going to get the results. Even though what I do is autistic, and, it's a bit stupid, it gets the job done. That's why I can get predictable results. Anyway, girls know what they're doing, guys. Okay, she does not you don't need to reassure her. Okay, and let me explain to you why I said that. So obviously we asked her for a date, and she was worried that we're gonna murder her. Now, girls don't need reassurance, and I bring this up because a lot of girls literally just do it to test if you're a cock, okay? Because a lot of guys will reassure her and make her think she's a cock. All you're gonna do is you're just gonna make a joke about it. You're gonna tell them only gonna murder your insides, gonna steal your heart, break your heart, etc. Okay? You're gonna ignore it. Now you're gonna ask for the address here, and you're just gonna ask for the address. It's that simple. Now she obviously gives an objection, and it's a little bit of distrust of there's a little bit of distrust there, but she still provides the address, which you'll see in the next screenshot. Now she's falling for the game by asking how big I am. Okay, well Yusuf, and obviously we tell her 9 inches. Now she says, please don't say you're 9 inches if you're like 5 foot, guys. It's like height. Okay, you can say you're 5. If you're 5'9", you can say 6 foot. It's pretty simple. Now obviously we said the dick is 9 inches here, and if we're keeping it relative to maths and keeping it rounded, let's just say around 7 inches. Yeah, we'll say 7 inches. If you're 7 inches, you can say you're 9 or 8. If you're 4 inches, say you're 5.5. In fact, don't bring it up if you're 4 inches, please. Just keep your mouth shut. Just say it's really big. If you're 6 inches, you can say you're 7. Just act as if it's your height. Like my height, I'm 6'3". I'm going to say I'm 6'5" or 6'6". Like, it's not that hard. It's simple. You just round up to these girls. Obviously, if you're talking to your boys, you can't say you're 6'6" when you're 6'3". Because boys will know what height actually is. To girls, as long as you're taller than them, they don't care. And if you're not taller than them and you're very short compared to them, it's a little bit more tricky. I won't say it's over because you saw the 5'2" Indian that I'm working with who's dated girls that are 5'6", 7, and 8. So it is possible. It's just a lot more work. Anyway, now the girl has a little bit of a nervous breakdown with the triple text here, because essentially she gave no address, but I gave her no reply. That's just a little bit of frame, okay? You just ignore the girl, you don't give into it. Now, obviously, seeing that it's going nowhere, I just told her his dick size again to get back into the conversation. I was just like, yeah, 9 inches, okay? So obviously a little bit of confusion there, but you get the point. Now she finally gives her number, okay? We asked for the number, and obviously she asked if she can see his dick size. She wants to see a picture. So we're going to send that to her. So that's exactly what I do, and we get the number. So all I've done is just play a game of back and forth chess, getting the content, getting, as many examples as possible. So the only thing you can do in these scenarios is use a closing sequence that builds up attraction. It builds up what she wants to hear. Now she gets emotionally more invested into me, and then she has to complete steps to hear more. So what I'm giving her is incentives. So essentially, let's say this is an incentive, right? A girl gets invested into his work life, and if she wants to learn more, she needs to meet me. So that's an incentive. If she wants to learn more, she has to go out of her way to go see and meet me. It's that simple. Wow, I've been recording for 37 minutes. That's why I'm getting a little bit tired. But as I mentioned, I get the job done. Anyway, now she wants to see his dick size, so obviously she has to give her number to learn more. So I'm going to send her a dick pic. Well, not mine. The Yusuf guy, right? Like his. So we get him to do that. Now the conversation goes on to WhatsApp. And this is where most guys fumble, okay? You're gonna open with the name, okay? You're just always gonna open with the name. It's just because when you open with the name, it's like getting a message back from the girl first. It's that simple. Now then we go into what my saving contact does, and I'm thinking future wifey. It's a pretty nice way to go. You can say other things as well, but this is the one that I like the most. You can say something like, "Can I be honest?" and then you follow up with something. I'm not gonna go into it because it'll just be too long. But the point is, there's different ways you can do it. And obviously, this reignites conversation to make it flirty again, because when you switch over to WhatsApp, you lose your previous history of what you were discussing in the past, like in the Tinder, and it becomes really awkward and stale. So by doing this, you just reignited it. Now, obviously, we offer to build more trust through FaceTime. She declines, which is fine. I don't actually want FaceTime. I just want the guy that I'm working with to fuck. FaceTime is also really awkward because if I'm texting for you and you FaceTime a girl and you don't have the personality that I conveyed on my messages, it's going to be a little bit tricky. Obviously, if you have been with me for a little while, you'll learn this shit. You'll be able to pull it off. And I can text to a style that suits you and make it custom tailored to you. And that's why we're so good at what we do. We're very, very high up there in standards. We can come up with custom strategies. Anyway, we just asked for more pictures of her, okay? Now, she's obviously a typical mid-looking girl, nothing special. In fact, I'd probably rate her in my personal perspective as a 3. For this guy, it was like a 6, which is fine. But she's a good example for the video. Like, I'm not even going to blur her face. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, it doesn't matter. She's never going to watch this video anyways. Probably should have blurred it, but oh well. Now, one thing to notice though is, guys, look at her. She's fucking a mid girl, okay? And this is how much work it took. The reason it took this much work is because girls are just more complicated during this time of year, right? It's winter. They're girls, like, they're just not going to be as easy to have sex with. Now that we're coming close to February, oh boy. This texting scenario is in November, by the way. If you remember, I posted this in November, this video. But this is a little bit of a side rant. Around in winter time, girls don't want to have one night stands. They want to find a winter boyfriend. They want to go to the Christmas markets. They want to do all of this crap. They don't want to open their pussy. They don't want to have sex. Now that we're going into February, oh boy. Until next winter, all girls are open for one night stands and sex. Like, this is a period of time where if you have a Tinder account, I'm telling you now, it's like having fucking Bitcoin in 2012 or something. Like, if you did Tinder outsourcing now, or you worked with me now, it's like finding fucking Bitcoin, okay? You're essentially finding fucking Bitcoin. Because girls right now, they're ready to get fucked. They're ready to get used. Because it's that time of year. They're breaking up with their winter boyfriends. It's no longer the comfort season where you get under the covers and you cuddle and you do all of this fucking gay shit, right? Now it's time to fuck. So obviously, when this was being done, it was a little bit harder to text. Now, shit's easy. Like, my texting closes now happen within a few texts. Because guess what? Summer's around the corner. February's around the corner. It's pum-pum ramming time. Seriously, it's that simple. Now, obviously, we're asking for more sexual pictures, obviously, to gain more trust, engage her interest. Now, based off of the foundations I laid, she's sending a lot of news and kinky shit. And since she's sending that, it shows you that she's into him. So if you do this shit from the start, this is essentially the stage you should be at, right? You should have these types of results. And obviously, if a girl's acting more bitchy, it just means you did something wrong and you have to go back and try and correct that mistake. Anyway, it's all sequences and patterns, okay? It's predictable, it's not luck. If you know what you're doing, this is going to work. That's why I call it a service, because a service gets a job done. It's not a program. It's not some garbage. It's going to happen, okay? Now, obviously, I know you can pull this off because I've just done it for hundreds of accounts. Like, okay, that's a little bit. I've done it for nearly over 110, 20 accounts or something like that. I've lost count. But the point is, I've worked with many accounts and gotten them to 99 likes. Now, Yusuf here is an average Indian, by the way, guys. I'm going to show you his pictures. He consented to this. And if he's getting results like this, imagine if you're a more attractive guy. Like, your results are going to 10x. Obviously, don't, like, how do I put this into words, okay? Don't tell me that you're unattractive or you're too old. I've worked with 50-year-olds. They get better results than younger guys, okay? It just comes down to your skill sets, okay? Now, moving forward. The girl sends more nudes of herself, and it's just standard at this point, okay? She just keeps sending nudes, and the whole point of this is just to get her ready for a date and just get her more comfortable. So obviously, if she sends nudes, it's less likely to fit. I'm not going to read all the notes out to you because you can watch the entire video if you want, but I'll leave the notes on screen if you want to screenshot them, because I've been recording for 42 minutes and I've made a video on this conversation before. But keeping it simple, she's just sending nudes because it shows that she's into the guy, okay? And as we progress through, you can see here that the conversation gets a little bit stale. At this point, my guy wants to have sex. So my goal here is to work my way up to date. Fuck news, it's time to get a date. So obviously I sent pictures of the bar he supposedly owns because I was driving past it. So obviously I was like, Yusuf, hey, if you drive past this bar that your friend owns, take a picture of it. He did. We send it to her. Now the trust is built up, okay? Now she actually believes she owns it. And this is when we actually get the date set and going. So again, you can see here she's sending pictures of herself. She's sending that she's getting ready for the date. She's offering, to get in the shower together, etc. And as we progress through, she's throwing more and more shit tests. And again, screenshot the notes if you want. These notes are usually stuff that I've talked about in the past, so I won't go over them too much. But you can just see here that she does a little bit of shit testing and eventually get on the date. Now, obviously, if you want me to analyze your text message like this, feel free to book a call below, okay? Like, get your Tinder account serviced. Like, what are you doing? Get your car serviced. Get your Tinder account serviced. Bloody hell, mate. But the point is, get your shit serviced. It's gonna work. It's gonna do you wonders. You're gonna get 99 likes. You're gonna see if you're doing shit right. Then you can ask me about getting your messages done for you. You can ask me about learning how to message girls. You can look at, the psychology of it all. Like, you can get so much out of it. And I've worked with guys for so long now that I'm just super confident that I can just give you this opportunity, guys, to give you the ability to get a service. Because I want to take this to the next level. I want this to be a high standard, okay? I want to service accounts all around the world. I think it should be a norm to get your social media serviced. I'm expanding. I'm doing Instagram account servicing. I'm doing all sorts of profile servicing. Because the internet is changing, right? internet is the way you convey your value. It's important. If you haven't got an internet profile, you're going to struggle in the real world. People use it to judge you. Anyway, moving forward, as you can see here, I'll just finish the conversation for proof. Obviously, we kept the flirtatious replies going, and eventually we press for the date. We ask for the address. If you want to pause it, feel free. I'm just going to keep flicking through. So as you can see here, she's sending pictures of her dress. She's sending pictures of what she's going to wear, and then boom. As you can see here, we're going to get her on a date. So obviously, I'm just going to keep flicking through, and as you can see here, more clothing, and then boom, okay? These are the results. He met the girl, that's the date, okay? It's that simple. I would have went through the entire thing, but this video is nearly an hour long, and I don't want this video to be longer than an hour because I feel like, that's just crazy. I've recorded a video for an hour. I mean, think about this, guys. What YouTuber is out there recording videos like this for an hour? No one. Like, if I'm putting this much effort into my videos, imagine what I could do if I were to work with you and service your shit for you, like service your Tinder account. Like, this is my standard. I work hard. I work really fucking hard. And I do it because I want to get the best results on the planet. This is my passion. This is what I enjoy doing, okay? That's why. Anyway, let me give you a small recap because this has been a very long video. Let me look at the time set. 46 minutes. 46 minutes. I better finish this before it gets to 50. Anyway, pictures convey value. Try to think in the perspective of a hot university girl and what she wants. Use prompts and bios. It's free and it gets insane results. Bonus tips. To get unbanned, change all metadata. If you're banned on dating apps, change the metadata. For the number, always get the... Okay, sorry. For the girl, when you talk to a girl, always go for the number. Okay? And last but not least, try to be detached from the outcome. Hold no emotion to dating. Okay? You saw from those messages that there is no attachment to the outcome. It's fully just strategy-based, cold-hearted texting, okay? Hearting replies, ignoring replies, all of this shit, okay? Anyways, that's the end of this guide. I'm going to end it a little bit abrupt because it's just been a long video. My throat's dry, and I've got things I need to take care of, okay? I need to run Tinder accounts. I'm working with quite a few now. I've got plenty of calls booked, and I'm going to get to a stage where I'm not even doing this as a tactic to scare you guys into wanting to book a call, okay? February's coming round. Tinder's going to explode. People are going to want to have sex with girls. And I'm already working with 13 guys, and I limit myself to working with 30 to 40, 50 guys because that's all I can handle, okay? I can only handle an ever so small amount of guys because when you do Tinder servicing, you work one-to-one. It's not a bullshit group program with group calls. It's not that. Getting results like the ones that I'm showing you on screen here takes work. It takes fucking work. And if I'm working with you one-to-one, this is the expected results. You're going to match with girls of whatever taste you like. Attractive girls. Obviously, this girl's not attractive. She's kind of meaty. Okay, there you go. There's an attractive girl. But the point is, results like this come when you truly go to a well-catered service. Not some bullshit guru program, $997 garbage. I don't do any of these $997 dog shit courses. I have no course to sell you. I don't sell courses. I provide a service and get the job done. Okay? Anyway, there's that for you. Enough of that. End of guide. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all have a lovely time, evening, morning, wherever it is. Okay? So, happy hunting. It's that time of the year where sex is going to go crazy. Girls are going to be easy to get. Pussy's like just easy as ever. And if you're a man and you're in shape, and even if you're just moderately there, now is the time to get on this shit. Because now is the time when girls come out of their winter hibernation pussy conservative mode, where they're not looking for a winter boyfriend, they're looking for a good fuck. Anyway, this is approaching the 49-minute mark, so I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching. As always, I will see you soon, okay? Over and out.